Yellow fuckers. So this is my new baby. I don't know what I'm calling it yet, but I'm making a Flux Raider Aliens pistol, and and yes, those are loaded. Of course, they're loaded. You know, like I keep most guns around the house chamber empty, loaded mags. It's like that makes sense. Anywho, I took the safety out, took the brace off. I'm going to fill in the safety holes with epoxy. I saw they make a kit. I don't ever intend to put that shit back on. And I want this area as smooth and low as possible. And they had like a million things in the world all through this bullshit. It sucked. Um, Took all of that shit off. And by that, I mean the rails, when they're in, are keeping your finger out of this area. So, in my mind, this is better because I just ditched all that useless bullshit, which just made my pistol heavier. Okay? I've been thinking of the movie Pearl Harbor all day, which is when they're on the I think it's before they go on the aircraft carrier. They have a bunch of B-25s, and there's a guy just throwing shit out of the airplane and saying that B-25 is a fat lady. We need skinny ladies. Like, is this important? Well, we need it to fly. Okay, well, we'll leave that. Is this important? Uh, no. He just like chucks it out the window, like throws a machine gun out the window next. Like, it's hilarious. That's what I felt like on this thing. It was like, nope, don't need that bullshit. Nope, don't need that bullshit. Like, this thing, I am going to cut this off and take this thing out and fill it with epoxy and dye it black and sand it. And I'm going to make this a whole thing. When I get done, this is going to look like I intended it to be this way, I think. Hope. I wanted paint on it at first so it looks like this thing evolved. Like, I want it to look... I want it to look like a gun from a combat zone or something, but in the future. So, like, think Halo or Aliens or something like that. I figure if the M17 was to stay in service, you know, if it stayed in long enough, that this is what it would turn into. I don't know how I'm gonna get a holster for this yet, and like all of my magazines are extended, which is great, but it does make it heavy. But the main thing is it's really impossible to shoot one-handed, or even it's not impossible, it's not as easy as it is to shoot like this until you reload. When you reload, it's like, you know, you just half the weight on the gun almost. Like, I would say in reality, these two hands are equal in weight. If not, these are heavier. So that's something you should consider on this. Is like, really, this is super light. I'm trying to reduce the weight as much as possible because these are constants and I want as much of that as possible. I'm seriously considering taking off the rear sight completely. It's a big chunky thing with some weight on it. Sorry. Oops. Uh, I don't know. I like the comp mainly because it completes the look. I don't think you need a comp on this, but in reality, without the stock on it, make it as soft shooting as possible. That's my thought. I wanted, like, imagine a modern MP5K pistol. That's what I'm going for here. but like from the future, and it's like, space aliens. I've always liked the Space Marine stuff. Like my 1911 is pretty much like they're a set, right? And really, this thing when I get done with it is going to be, like that too. Like it's got a leather holster right now, but I have a little knife that I'm going to epoxy to the outside of that sheath. And when I do that, um, wow, I'm fucking baked. Death Star, highly recommend. Uh, I don't remember what I was saying now. It doesn't matter. I remember what I was going to say next, though, which is we're not done yet. I ordered decals to paint this thing, which is the SIG grip for it. I'm going to have it as part of the package in case someone in the future ever wanted a matching grip for whatever reason. I build these things with the future in mind, and when I sell shit like this off, if anything was painted to match it, it's always included with it. Like I make sure whoever gets it gets that too. I don't sell off a bunch of stuff anymore, but in the past I have. Like my buddy Blazer had an AR-15 that I painted with some Mandalorian shit, and he has one of these that I did to match it. And what I did was take those mythosaur skulls and put them on either side in vinyl decals, and then I lightly spray painted the whole thing gray. Dude, it looked so fucking cool because then you peel the decals off and you have like this pure contrast of stuff that's all over this area, this textured area, holds it super well. So you have like a Boba Fett death skull thing on the side of your fucking SIG. It's sick. Highly recommend. The ones I used were the $2 4-inch by 3-inch vinyl decals on eBay. They're $2. What I'm going to do to this thing is this area is still black. So I'm going to put one of those on there and mask it off probably, and then lightly hit it with some OD green and then pull that shit off. And then this will be kind of matched to that too. I really like the 320. It's a good fucking pistol. This is like the fourth or fifth 320 that I've owned, I think. I bought them and I would play with them and be like, yeah, but there's something it's missing. Something's missing, and then they went through the whole drop safety thing, which I don't know that this fixes that, but it's a good. There's a lot of armor on the back of it now. My plan for this thing is it holds batteries, so once it's cut off, I'm gonna cut the rails off, and it's going to just be able to pop on and off. And like that's gonna suck because then I won't be able to use this thing to release the slide. I'll figure that out. I don't know how I'm going to address that. I might work on this slide release being the primary slide release and having an extended one of some sort. I don't know how I would do that. If someone who out there who makes parts and shit can make me a slide release for this thing, I will, talk about you every time I ever show this thing. And I'm guessing I'm going to have this for a while. I really dig this. And I spray painted it like in 5 minutes with some ghetto rattle can tiger stripes. Basically so that now it's not worth money. Which, in reality, every gun I've done this to, it sells for more. And the thing is, like, if you do just a bullshit paint job that people hate, no one's going to like that. But, like, this is one that's, like, from a video game that a lot of people would like. I started doing this particular camo on guns because of Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the reboot or whatever, remaster. I put this fucking camo on my PKM. I had gold on the PKM, and I was still running this. The PKM was like my gun in that game. Like I was running an iron-sighted PKM, and someone and I were engaged in a sniper battle, and I was shooting at his scope glint / where I could like see hit markers from the giant 200 round belt I had from the PKM. I'm just like, and eventually you see killed. He shot like 3 rounds, missed all of them. I shot like 200 and hit him twice. This is what snipers should learn about light machine guns, or any machine gun, really. Like, the bigger, the worse it is for you. Anyway, that was an awesome game. If you like modding guns and shit, you should go play that. But that game made me fall in love a little bit with the M17 because they showed it as the Army's new pistol and whatever. It was front and center. And they kept making you use it in things like Gulag or whatever, where you go down and like you were given a pistol with one mag or something, and like you had to kill one person. Whatever the fuck that was called. It was a cool game. Video game time. Which I know there are video games from the Alien universe, but I don't know anything about them. I don't know what pistols they're supposed to have in the game. If there's one in the game that looks similar to this, let me know and I'll mod closer to it. My thing is, I wish this wasn't so fucking cool as an extra magazine, because this is like just a storage compartment. It would make a cooler sci-fi blaster with this being empty. Like, I'm making a Han Solo blaster. My other gun is a 1911 Han Solo blaster. It had a little micro optic thing that I keep debating on putting back on it. If you look at the sheath, you could tell what it looked like. It was super cool. But that's kind of what I'm doing with my guns now, is I'm just building shit that makes me happy. And this thing, when I get done, I want to have be like the ultimate kit pistol, where like you could go from iron sights to a full-blown open red dot to a red dot on a slide, all in the kit with the tools included in the kit. So you got lots of options, whatever you want. Personally, I think this is better than a Delta Point. I know it's Holosun. I beat the fuck out of this. Well, this one and the other one. I've had 3 of these, and I sold one with a gun. One has been on so many guns that it's fucking insane. That's right here. I wonder where that was. This one, if you look back through my posts and shit, you'll see an AR pistol that is painted like this. That's that same red dot. And that was, what, several years ago now. I like these. It's the Holosun 403R. So I recommended red dot. It's basically an Aimpoint T1 clone, T2 clone, something like that. What else? I'm kind of thinking about doing a single point sling, because I'm going to carry it. My solution for the safety, if I don't get a holster, is to carry it empty chambered. And I'm going to get the top cocking charging handle. I already ordered it with the Labor Day sale from whatever company it is that makes that. You can go look that up. I'm too fucking high to talk about that shit. But I got that and their little gas pedal thing for over here. And I think that's going to top this off. And then it's like, it could live in a bag, comes out of the bag, and, you know, either immediately gets charged or maybe slung and charged at a later date when you know you're going to need it. Like, my thing is, if you're pulling this off a single point sling out of a bag and shit, there's no reason to have it chambered. And that safety was complete and total bullshit. Like, I love you guys, Flux, but damn. And what else? The stock rails, brace rails, whatever, being in the way of the trigger, I didn't mind. if you're going to have it with that, it's made to come out of a bag and deploy. And then you're going to go to work. You rarely ever try to shoot it that way. Like, it's good that you can, but what I'm doing is just getting rid of all that bullshit. I don't need it at all, and I think it's going to be better. And I think having battery storage built into the ass end of it is actually kind of dope. Like, I think Flux could legitimately make what I'm making here into a product. And Flux, if you do, you know, want to develop this into a product, like, I do marketing, I do social media, I do prototyping. I'm a knife maker. Like, I made this freehand. Okay? So seriously, Flux Defense, talk to me. Like, I'm already talking to you on Instagram. I'm going to send you this video. I really think that we could do beautiful things together. If nothing else, hire me to be your marketing chick. I'll sit in a back room and think up ideas of shit for you to do, and you get to say yes or no, basically. And like, that's the thing with me. I get to be the crazy whatever, and you're the filter. I need that. I can't run my own thing. I know I can't run my own thing. I found out running my own knife thing that I'm not the person that makes this knife. I'm the person that markets this knife. But God, can I make a good prototype? Most people can't do that just freehand. It's very clean. I admire my own work. I'm buying back one of my knives that's equally good to this. I made it right after this, right before this. I don't remember. It's fucking cool as shit, though. I cannot wait to have that knife back. Anyway, that's my thoughts on my little alien pistol. Do you think this is stupid? I think I'm going to write LV426 on one side, and I keep thinking about writing like CUX over the Raider here, because like I took the brace off, so it's the Cux Raider. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do that. I had a call sign in college for video games and shit. I might write it over there because it's Latin for death, and it's Nex. It's NEX. I think that's pretty badass. I used to put it on video game weapons or whatever. One of the Call of Duties that lets you do that. I don't really play video games much, but I occasionally buy an Xbox and play the new Call of Duty until I get sick of it. Because I like guns, and I want to at least see how they're portrayed there, and it's interesting to me. And honestly, I usually like having an Xbox around with like a Call of Duty that I like, and like Galaga and Red Dead Redemption. I probably won't ever play anything but those, but like that's what I like to play. Like Space Invaders and like Red Dead Redemption is basically like, I like to play the game into the point where the whole map is unlocked, and then you can just like roam from town to town, clearing out outlaws and doing whatever you want. It's like Westworld. That's exactly what it's Westworld. The best part is the first Red Dead Redemption, I got to let my grandfather play that. I think that's super fucking cool because my grandfather was a big John Wayne fan. And the entire time I was growing up, I got to see every fucking old cowboy movie in the world. And at one point, he came into my room and he was like, "You watching a Western?" Because he heard what was obviously a spaghetti Western. And he saw that I was playing a video game and he was like, "What's that?" And I'm like, "You want to try?" He's like, "Uh-huh." My grandfather was an F-4 Phantom pilot from Vietnam, had never been interested in a video game day in his life, and was going, "Okay, now what does this stick do? What does this stick do? What does this trigger do? What does this button do?" Like, I got to see a part of my grandfather that I had never seen, and it was really fucking cool because it's like the pilot side of him came out, and I saw that for a few hours while he shot up the town and played poker and got fucking lit and got thrown in a bar or got thrown in jail. Sorry, um, I was thinking about drinking and getting thrown out of the bar and thrown in jail. It's like the Ron White joke. I was drunk in a bar. You threw me into public. Hi, Uncle Ron. We have to be distantly related. That man is far too similar to my family. If you ever wondered, that explains so much. Uh, Thanks for watching. I don't really have anything else to say about this. I did paint a $300 flashlight though, so more than that, this Fluxrator, I did not get it in the drop. I bought this on Gunbroker like a year ago, and it was expensive. And I don't want to talk about it. I'll talk to you later.